We're going to just go position by position. I won't go into the depth chart. I figured this is easier so you can just see people that play at that position instead of trying to kind of move through. So you've got DJ at quarterback. He's a senior. Obviously, there's going to be a different quarterback for this team next year. Let's be honest, Florida State had a rough season. Man, you have a big injury to your quarterback. That single-handedly takes you out of being in the football playoffs that season. And then you follow up with Georgia Tech and Boston College to start the season, and they just never were able to get on track. Transfer portal hurt as well. But we're going to run with this team. Thankfully, this is one of the few times that it's a benefit that things have dropped with updates, because it's not going to be as hard to keep this team. If I want to keep them going into 26, I'll be able to kind of sit back and see what they look like. If not, I can just leave if the team's not good. They're an 85 overall. That's not super hard to keep. I'll explain why. But first, DJ. At quarterback, he's got pull down, not super fast, 75 speed. I don't really run with my quarterback much anyway, so I don't mind that. It's not a big deal to me. See, his throw power is 97, accuracy good short, 83 deep. That's not terrible. He'll work for me. I have no issues whatsoever. None of the other quarterbacks really gained my interest. You've got Luke down here. He's got more speed, but again, I don't really run with my quarterback, so I don't have anything to worry about in that department. So DJ will be the guy. That's not going to change. That's that. Running back room. This should be a fun room. So you've got Lawrence. You got Takeoff. He's fast, 92 speed, 94 excel. You've got the power back behind him, Roydell Williams. You see that truck of 85, break tackle of 83, a little bit slower, 88 speed, 93 excel, so hit that top speed. Still pretty quick. But then, look at what you got here. You got Jalen Lucas. So he's 94 speed, 97 excel. Takeoff 360, so the spins, sidestep, that helps with the jukes. And then shifty, being able to use the left stick, as we call it in the NDL, the wiggle stick, not lose speed. And he's going to hit that speed really fast, 97 excel. I assume that he's going to get a decent amount of play time. This is one of the few times that I don't feel like I have to be tied to one running back. The teams I've had so far on this year's game have forced me to do so because there's a big drop off. I don't feel like there's a big one here. Yeah, the speed will matter. Speed always matters in video game football, but they're not super slow, and I'll be able to balance how I use the running back. So collectively they'll play versus having to ride Sanders with New Mexico or ride Hughes with Tulane. Be able to split carries between the three. I don't really care about who has the most yards or any of that stuff. At the end of the day, it's just yards collectively towards getting a win. And if the talent's similar, don't really care. No running back. Ouch. I actually do like to use that, so that matters. Receiver. This could be fun. So you have Malik Benson. 6'1", 96 speed, 95 excel. Double dip, takeoff. So get clean releases, a little bit of a speed boost if you don't press him. Impact player. I imagine he'll be very used in this offense. Speed definitely is better than what I had at Tulane. Obviously, I'll be facing faster defenses too, but this will be a fun offense to play with. Douglas is second. He's 5'9". You see 92 speed, 94 excel. That's not bad. Jalen Brown also with takeoff, 96 speed, 95 excel. Man, speedsters. He also could be used as a returner too. So I'll have to think about that, because it's either him or going back to the running back room, it'll be Holmes. I'll have time to think about that and figure it out. And then fourth, you've got Hakeem Williams, 6'2", 93 speed, 91 excel. So a slot receiver that, potentially could split outside in some sets because of his size, just out body the corner, box him out. Tons of speed. Don't think we'll get too much further down the depth chart, but you see speed there as well. But top four receivers, minimum 92 speed. I think we'll have fun on offense as long as the line holds up. The tight end position, you got Kyle Morlock. Now, I do like to run the ball. I use 2 tight end sets a lot. Maybe not as much now that I have Florida State and I have speedy receivers. I may go 3 and focus on 1. And if that's the case, Morlock still will get ample play time. He's a better blocker than Thomas. It's not like he's terrible in the receiving game. 73 speed is pretty slow though. But Landon Thomas is definitely going to be the guy in the passing game. He's 6'4", he's 85 speed, 90 excel. He's not a terrible blocker, but he's not better than Morlock. So Thomas makes things interesting because if I go heavy with two tight end formations, you're going to get a lot of linebackers, 4 linebacker sets. He could get matched up on a linebacker, and that's a matchup that I definitely like. He's got the size and he's got the speed, got solid hands too, no abilities, but that'll work. Now the offensive line, left tackle, Darius Washington, 83 overall. You see the abilities on the right, pocket shield, wear down, and PA shield. So play action, passing, and then wear down is for the defensive end. That'll be, battling him all game. That helps, especially late game. Left guard, Leonard, ground and pound second level. Second level is for getting up the field and blocking those linebackers or a safety that's down in the box. That'll help spring some runs, especially with the speed that we have. Love the strength at 93. Center, Mr. Smith, Maurice Smith. He's got a lot going on. Road dog, fan favorite, offensive rally. Offensive rally is important. Inside shield, inside runs, option when I run option, and ground and pound, just running in general. He could be very impactful in what we do with the run game. As long as he's blocking up the middle, we should be good. Best offensive lineman on the team. Right guard, Keandre Jones, 78 overall. He's got inside shield, so love that. Ground and pound for your left guard, second level, right guard and center, inside shield, so those interior guys blocking and trying to pave holes for the running back. And then right tackle, ground and pound and second level. So I like to run plays where guys are pulling, that helps. Offensive rally, clear-headed, and fan favorite. So you can see by the offensive line, the right side is the weaker part. 278s there. You've got 80s elsewhere. 83 for your bookend for your quarterback, and then 86, really important for those interior blocks, especially out of shotgun. But the defense is really the strength of this team, and this is what I'm looking forward to the most. So at left end, you've got Patrick Payton. He's an impact player. Quick jump, able to get off the line quick, helpful for pass rushing, pocket disruptor, able to impact the quarterback. Duress, also able to impact the quarterback. So maybe get a errant throw here and there because he gets in the quarterback's face. That's really important. Or an errant throw that could lead to an interception with throw in traffic. So missing a wide open receiver by skipping the ball, or maybe overthrowing or underthrowing a guy in traffic that leads to a pick. That's really important. 85 speed, 92 excel. So able to chase down backs and or quarterbacks could be really helpful with some of the guys we'll see in the ACC. Across from him, Marvin Jones Jr. He's got quick jump. He's an 84 overall, solid speed as well, 85 lower acceleration. But I think that he'll be impactful as well. Also going back to the left end, you see option disruptor for the backup. Quick jump for the backup here in green. So maybe mixing in some plays where other guys get on the field, give those guys a breather for wear and tear purposes. Defensive tackle. Now, Farmer's the better one. I'll tell you why I like Jackson more, though. So Joshua Farmer, takedown, that's really important. Got 92 strength. That's important for a defensive tackle. Big body, 6'3", 318. Maybe needing to be double team, freeing up the ends to rush one-on-one or linebackers to play. It's a little bit more freer at the second level. But this is what matters. Jackson's. It's the abilities. It's always the abilities when you come to EA football games. So more strength, 95. Overall is an 86. But look at those abilities. You got grip breaker, being able to break free and block shed. Outside disruptor, being able to blow up and get a quick rush on outside runs. That takes away. It does two things. One, it could possibly string out a running back where they just run parallel, and we have a speedy defense, so letting us just try to run down the tackle, or it takes back a cutback lane since the D tackle is right there. Same thing with option, blowing it up, so that lets you focus on the quarterback because the D tackle is blowing up the run up the middle, or inside disruptor, also blowing up run plays, forcing guys outside or forcing them to have to cut back where there's no hole. So he will play a big role. Both these guys are important. They're big, and we'll see how they play. We're gonna have it's one thing to have these abilities. You know, when I had Tulane, you had Jenkins who had them, but Jenkins wasn't facing top tier talent. No offense to any of the coaches, of course. It's just the rosters. You didn't have those type of rosters in the AAC. These are going to matter because these are deal breakers that could make a big play here and there, and that could be the difference of getting off the field or getting into a favorable situation for a potential for a turnover. Now, linebackers. Parrish, probably not going to start 67 overall, but he does have some speed. Middle linebacker. So you've got Cam Riley. He's got wrap up, decent enough speed, 83, 89 excel. Murphy, the backup, 84 speed, 91 excel. So like the group of middle linebackers I have here, can kind of move them around, use them in different sets. But right outside linebacker is going to be where it's going to be at. DJ Lundy. You see outside disruptor, inside disruptor, wrap up, and blow up. I have a feeling that he'll be used a bit in the Rodgers role as a chess piece. He's not as fast with 79 speed, but it's okay. Using him and you taking advantage of his abilities, so he'll be able to help play the run. And it's not like he's super slow. 79 speed is not slow for a linebacker. He's got 85 excel. All the other speed around him makes it easier because that's less ground that he's probably going to have to cover. But you know what is important to me. Tackle 85. You see power move 77 to 74, so he can rush. Zone coverage 64. Murphy, zone coverage 79. Zone coverage 72. I think you kind of see where I'm headed here, who might be used where. Tackling 87, tackling 83. And then over here, 77 zone, tackle 71. Corner. Some real fun here. Now, this is one of the things that made me really excited to have this team. So you've got Thomas as your number one corner, 89 overall, 92 speed, 95 excel. So he should be able to hang with most receivers in games. Knockout, jammer, and blanket coverage. Blanket coverage, lockdown, and man. Jammer, great at press. And then knockout, being able to knock the ball out on, those really tight window throws that could be getting off the field on the third down. Super important. Cypress. Well, what do you see here? He's got a better jammer, gold, and then also has blanket coverage. So I have two guys that I can sit back in man and know I can trust them to lock down whoever they're covering, and they have speed, 90, 93, and they can jam them. So I can run press coverage a little bit more at Florida State than I have with any team that I've had so far on this year of the game, because I can trust them to jam them, knock them off their route, which is timing. And that also means I can play the middle of the field, I can play a slot receiver and try to take that away. And or because of the jamming, it throws off the timing of the play. That's an extra second, maybe an extra second or two for your defensive line or the pass rush to get home and get to the quarterback. So 87 overall, you see he's 6 feet. Thomas is 6'2", so they can compete. Cooper, quick jump, 6 feet, 202. Little, he'll be the fourth guy, 77 overall, 91 speed, 95 excel. So a speedy bunch in the secondary. And then looking defensively, zone coverage, I like it. Thomas can play zone and man. Cypress, pretty good man and zone. But this is huge because these guys can both jam and blanket coverage at different levels for both. So if I want to try to take away a receiver, jamming and putting a safety up top just in case they're able to break free, it just gives us more flexibility on the defensive side of the ball. Pretty solid in zone for the top three here. And then Little, 74 for zone. 78 for man, can get away with some things here. Maybe when I call man, Little comes on the field in nickel situations instead of Cooper. We'll have to see, but I have some flexibility here. Then we have the safeties. So we'll look at Hussey here. The 3 safety one is interesting. They're all rated 78. 2 of them one's a senior. 2 of them have abilities, Hussey and Brown. Question is, who starts? Brown, the difference of speed of 1 isn't a huge difference when you have the acceleration of 93, especially if you keep the ball in front of you, just being able to get to your top speed a little bit faster. But Brown has higher awareness, Brown is bigger, so you'd hope that means things are favorable in tackling situations. Not. As a better tackler, but when you look at man and zone, I see just one better in both. House call, helpful for interceptions, more likely to pick a ball off, a little bit of a boost in terms of trying to catch an interception, so he'll probably start. But Brown, there's situations where you have a safety in the box, he would be able to play down there and, just kind of create a little bit of havoc in a 3 safety set, So we'll experiment with that and see what we can do. Strong safety, pretty easy choice. This will be Brown here. He's got mental abilities, no physical abilities, but 86 speed, 89 excel, the slowest guy in the secondary, and let's be honest, it's not super slow. He'd be more than likely the guy to play in the box if I chose to do so for that reason. But he's got 77 tackle, 85 power, so that helps for hit sticks and stuff like that. Play rec, 93, and then man and zone, 86 and 83. So he is a really solid player. Looking forward to using him and moving him around and seeing what I can do with him. Last thing to look at, the kicker. I'm not going to worry about the punter. But kicking, got Ryan Fitzgerald. Now, I struggled with Tulane, and I had some really bad misses with New Mexico. This is going to be a different season because I'm going to have to play in the ACC, and let's be honest, there's going to be home field advantage, so I'm going to need to have a kicker who is reliable. Will Fitzgerald get the job done? His kick power is 96, that accuracy is a 90. So that's going to help slow the meter down a little bit when playing against tougher, home field advantages or in tougher spots with momentum. And his kick power is 96. In general, I'm not a terrible kicker. That 96 power is huge. That extends the range. I've been able to hit 50 okay with decent kickers, but this 96 and 90, and he's a senior, yeah, we're going to look forward to using him. That extends the field back, that changes play calling. So if we can just get within, I'd say 53 yards, maybe 55, I think we can rely on him to bang that one home. Now, that's all I have for kind of going over the roster for Florida State. We're still going through the draft, so there's nothing for me to really focus on in terms of schedule because I don't know who the coaches are in full. I don't know how the out-of-conference looks. I do know that Notre Dame is a lock, so I'll be playing Rain. I know that Florida is a lock. I'll be playing Big Mike. Those are 2 reasons why I did come to this team, because I thought I know they're rivalry games, or not Notre Dame, but Florida. That's a rivalry game. And it's tough. Mike's a really good coach, but I've always enjoyed playing against him. Our games have been close over the years, so I thought that'd be fun. And then Notre Dame, we played before. I had New Mexico. It's a really tough matchup. Now I feel like with more speed, I can try to be more competitive in the game. We'll have to see how it goes. And then we still have at least one out-of-conference slot open. Boise State is going to have to be block 2 because we have right out the gates conference play with Georgia Tech and Boston College. So probably that week 3 spot, I'll have to talk to Coach IROC and see. We'll see who we get for that last game. But as it stands right now, that's what the roster looks like. And we're just waiting for the draft to finish, probably sometime at the end of the week. And then we'll look into OOC, and then we'll check out the Cup as well.